Hi, everybody. It's Raven, and I wanted to do another channeling session for one of the e-victims. And I reached out before starting the video, and I have somebody named Rayna who is here. She said she is 12, and I'm going to leave these two cards that fell out as I was calling for her. I was just shuffling to move the energy, so I'm going to leave those and ask Rayna to just whatever part of her story she wants to share. She feels very quiet, very shy. She's kind of in the shadows. She's not coming forward all the way. She looks like she's got dark hair, very tiny, very thin, kind of a rounder face. And she's showing me her name is spelled Rayna. And I had two fall out. Okay, Rayna, you can go ahead and talk to us through these cards. You can set your intention of what you want to say, and typically they'll fall out. Wow, they're getting stuck. That is crazy. I've never had that happen. Okay, Rayna, you tell me your story. So you were 12. Were you 12 when you passed away? Yes. She said I did movies. And I think we all know what kind. I'm just going to leave it at that. She was a runaway. She had abuse and neglect at home, but also after running away. She was kept inside. And the tunnel reminds me of underground, so I'm asking her, were you underground? And she's kind of quiet at first and then said yes. Not 100% of the time, but she was underground. Okay. She wants to see legal proceedings start to happen. And this is a card that seems to come up with all of them, is that they all felt like they were trash and thrown away like trash. It's a landfill card. Okay. You were under... It was traveling as a road to motels, and she is saying they were seedy motels. We were their power supply. We fueled their desires, their twisted desires. She said she's sorry she doesn't have a huge vocabulary. It's okay, Rayna. You use whatever words you want. It's all good. We fueled their twisted desires. And this is kind of the card I think she wants to focus on. And to her, everyone, they were old, right? To a 12-year-old, a 30-year-old looks old. But I'm getting, she's kind of giving me ideas like 40s or 50s. But to her, that was old, right? You can't have grandparents in that age range if you're 12. I'm gonna leave out the power supply. She wants to. We fueled their twisted desires, their twisted needs, and they were really twisted. Okay, what else do you want us to know? Okay, I need to know, Rayna, if this card is literal or meaning like figurative. And she said both. Okay, I'm going to show the card and it, taking apart, like the body being taken apart. I'm trying to be really careful with my words. I have not been very careful in some videos, mostly because just everything's flowing. She's saying this was, we were taken apart. We were picked apart. Like we weren't ourselves. We became nothing. And she's trying to put it into words. We were picked apart. You know how when you hear that someone in an abusive situation separates, like their conscious mind separates and goes someplace else? It's that kind of, that's what she's trying to say, is that who they were when they were found, discovered, and who they were when they passed were two completely different people. But even while alive, they separated consciousness. And I'm paraphrasing now because I'm trying to take her feeling around this and what she's trying to show me. She keeps apologizing for not being well educated, not going to school. It's okay, Rayna. You know what? There's no judgment here. It's a judgment-free zone. Did this happen to you with your body once it was gone? Yes. Very loud yes. Okay. She is giving me some visuals that I don't think I can say out loud for safety reasons. Also, you know, shadow ban reasons. The promise of wedding marriage, which I'm getting from some of the other channeling that this is pretty typical, right? It's the you're going to be cared for, you're going to be loved. If you're really good, you can kind of be taken out of this and, you know, live in a nice home. And that takes me back, because I totally forgot about this. I think Sasha Riley mentioned this, that once the girls understood in his circle that that was not going to happen, right, is when usually bad things happen. So she's confirming that that is a true statement. And I am going to say that these are connected. What was left of her was buried. She wanted nothing but revenge the whole time. Some things were done to her that were how do I say this? Trigger warning. Just trigger warning. Stop if it's too much. I'm not going to get graphic, but some things were done that were meant to, would normally in a real relationship feel good, to prove to her that this could all feel good. But it didn't. It's okay, Rayna. Can you tell us how you passed? Yeah, these two fell out and I want to share them, right? We had the road travel, right? Goes with road and motel. Meetings, you know, which is like code word. It was a code word for meeting. I have a meeting, but it was really that group or session of examining merchandise. That's what I just heard. Examining merchandise. So like everything was a secret. I was a secret. Everything was a secret. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of the same cards in these readings. That one comes up every time. The things that were done to her were done with this twistedness. Like, oh, you're going to enjoy this. But of course she didn't, but it was very maniacal kind of smile. Okay, I'm going to really quick just... Whew. Okay. Rayna, you're doing great. What do you want folks to know? I was not a bad person. I was a good girl. I ran away because my home was abuse and neglect. And then I ran right into the same thing. What else would you like people to know about your story? That's it. Okay. Okay. Rayna, is there anything else you want me to keep kind of just looking to have you communicate through these cards? She said we can do a few more. Let's see if there's anything. What do you want? What do you need? I need acknowledgement. I need people to know that I was not bad. I was not a bad girl. And I was told I was bad. But I wasn't a good girl like the others. I couldn't pretend the way some could. We know you're not. This is not a reflection on you. You were the victim. And you didn't have the ability to consent. What was done for the twisted pleasures of others, and it had nothing to do with a reflection of who you are. Your soul is beautiful and love. And I need to ask, are you getting help on the other side? Yeah, there's a special team that's working with these particular victims. There's a special team over there. Kind of like like an angelic medical team. It's not just the angelic realm. It's a combination of even other planetary people. So when our souls are created, and I'm going to go into some of my Akashic Records work now. Rayna, I'm still here. I just want to explain something. When our souls are created, we incarnate somewhere for the first time, whether it's a star system, whether it's, another galaxy, whether it's Earth, a different planet. That first incarnation is our soul group. It's the soul group for us. I'm Palladian. My first incarnation was in Pleiades, the star system Pleiades. What I'm getting is that there are planetary beings from the soul groups of these people, the victims. I don't want to just say girls because we know that there's males, even though I'm seeing all female kind of lined up to talk to me. So the soul group, somebody as a representation of their soul group is there in this medical makeup of help. The words are escaping me. As I was shuffling, she said, yeah, they are over there watching stuff go down, watching us go down, enjoying the gossip. They're enjoying everything coming out. They're enjoying the things that are getting out. They're enjoying, but then she said with this one, if I look at it from the video perspective, this is a CX shop. And now she's going back to these were things that were also part of her story. And she believed that her videos were in these places. And she's right. Whatever underground form that was, they were. But I love the fact that they're over there watching all this go down. Rayna, thank you for telling us how they're setting things up for you guys over there. I really like knowing that. Is there anything else you want to end with? No, thank you for listening. She kind of didn't think her voice was worth anything, and I want to tell her, yeah, your voice is worth everything. And everyone watching this is going to believe and know that your voice is worth everything. So, thank you. Oh, this is funny. Okay. I think now she's kind of going into a little bit of a little bit of sense of humor. The watching stuff go down. They're tired of those who are perpetrators playing victims. They're tired of their drama. And as far as they're concerned, they're stepping up. Even over there, game over. And on that note, whew, okay, folks, Rayna, thank you so much. She's been over here the whole time. I'm here if you ever want to talk again. And our love to you. And we have your back. Audience, this is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is allegedly. And do something nice for yourself. You know, do something you enjoy doing. At the end of these videos, I'm going to say that every single time. Watch a funny movie. Make yourself laugh. You know, eat something naughty if you have to. I've got some vegan chocolate in my desk, which I might just go attack. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. And I thank you so much for listening and giving these girls the visibility that they're asking for and hearing their stories.